Hey, welcome to another episode of Real Conversation. I'm your host, Nicole Jones,
And I'm Quanatary.
and we would like to thank you guys for joining us here tonight. So we got a special show for you guys tonight. But before we get started, I would like to ask my girl over there with that beautiful hair. Okay, how you doing, girl? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Everything is everything. It's a great time to be alive. Right? That's all I'm gonna say. It's a great time to be alive. How are you, my beautiful co-host?
I am fantabulous. Okay.
Hey, we love
Uh,
that word.
yes, I am. Listen. We are both getting our kids ready to start their, well, you starting, your daughter is starting. My daughter's in her junior year, but they are going back to school this
Yes,
week.
yes,
And it's a little bittersweet, but I love that my child is, on this journey. I love that, your daughter is on, like, it's just an amazing experience for these kids to be able to
absolutely.
go to school. They're in the dorms. It's the whole college experience period. That's the one thing I feel that if you're going to college, let your child go away. That's
Yeah,
the best thing for them. You
yeah.
can see the difference for the kids that stay home versus the kids that actually go away and stay in the dorms.
Well, I think it depends on the child as well. So not everyone flourishes going away. So it depends on that child. And we'll see what happens in the future. Never know what's going to happen. We hope for the best. But again, like it does depend on that child and how they get acclimated to being to life away from home. So,
So I do agree with that. So I do know, some kids that went to community college or whatever the case may be. Uh, you know, but I do think that when it comes to independency, when it doesn't even matter if you're in the same state as your child, allow your child to be in the dorm. It's just
mm,
a different setting, and their mind develops differently versus the kid that's staying home, and they're still depending on you. It's nothing wrong with either one. I'm just saying for the development of their brains and how they gotta, you know, do certain things. They have to do it for themselves. You know,
yeah.
that's all I'm saying. I have kids that stayed home, and I have a kid that went away. So I see the difference in regards to, how things are.
Yeah.
Like my daughter is very, very independent in regards to everything that she does, and I love it. In regards to my boys, they were very, so I have two boys also. So one was more, mommy, 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 and the other one was, let me do it first, and dang, I messed this up, mommy.
Yeah.
Where my daughter is, she makes sure everything is what it is. If she When she's doing it, she might CC me if it's an email, or she's calling me like, okay, mute yourself, because she's speaking and she just want me to be able to hear what's going on. And then if anything's wrong, I get to sit there and text it, okay, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. But it's her handling the business. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I,
Yeah. So
I think it's so important for any child who's going away to understand that, it's almost like a beginning of a new chapter. It's a new thing, and you're going to make mistakes, and more so, just don't be afraid to call back home and let us know the mistakes that you've made. It's okay. We can get through this together. I'd rather you call home and we get through it together than you try to solve the issue on your own and
I
make
totally
it
agree with
and
that.
potentially make it a bigger mess. So I think, it's just important, the importance of the communication between you and your child and letting them know, hey, listen, this is a brand new world for you, so we understand that mistakes are going to be made. Let's see how we can assist you in rectifying it. And I think that will assist them in their entire college career as
Agree.
they navigate it on their own. I mean, there are certain things that they may want to solve on their own, but for the
Hmm.
most part, we want to make sure that we're letting them know that we're here for them and no matter what. So,
Yeah, because you really don't have to solve it on your own. If you sit there and communication is key. Shaquana said it. Communication is key, being able to communicate with your parents and being able to navigate through the system, I mean, through the issue together,
Mm-hmm.
that's a learning experience.
That it is.
You
That
know,
it
the kids
is.
should never be scared to be able to communicate with the parents.
I
You know, because you
agree.
got some parents that are so stern with their kids that the kids get scared. And then that's how those big hiccups happen.
Yes, yes, that's exactly it. And that's not something that we want, for our children. We want them to make their mistakes because from mistakes growth happens, right?
Hmm.
And then you know that okay, you'll have that knowledge of okay, I made this mistake before. Let me go a different route next time. So you do
Right.
have that, you have that experience, but for the most part, it's more so just communicating and letting us work it out with you if we can. So to all you kids who are going off to school, I hope you all have a successful school year and that you learn more, just be great and push yourself to be the best that you can be. So all right, let's get started. We have, like Nicole said, we have a wonderful, wonderful show for you. We have one. Nicole, I'm going to let you introduce this next topic because this is something that you found and you're more well versed in it. So more versed in it. So come on, what are we talking about?
Okay, so I came across this video. We just got a picture for you guys, but I came across a video of this. There was two teens in Brentwood, Long Island, who basically one kid was supposedly, we're gonna say supposedly because we don't know for sure. The kid was supposed to be bullying a child. So the parent went up to the school the last day of summer school, and the two girls ended up fighting, but the mother ended up jumping in to fight with her daughter. She actually on video told her daughter to give her the Stanley Cup, and she literally beat this 14-year-old child in her head with a Stanley Cup. The little girl got 17 stitches.
And so what you're seeing here, one is the suspect, like Nicole placed there. It's the mother and then the victim, which that's insane.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the video, so if I'm thinking it's right, if I'm thinking right, as a mom, I'd be like, okay, y'all fighting fair and square, okay, or I'm going to try to break it up. And I understand she said, "Give me your Stanley Cup." So when I hear "Give me your Stanley Cup," I'm like, okay, you don't want me to have this in my hand while I'm fighting. Let me take it from you, right? Let me take it, but that's not the case. She took it and she busted a little girl in the head with it, right?
exactly what she did.
That's insane.
That's exactly what she did. So that listen, we prefer our kids not to fight, of course. But if it does come down to that, and I do understand if the mother's there and she's preventing anyone from jumping in from the fight. You know what I mean? Like that, it's a fair and square fight. Y'all fight, y'all squash it out, and y'all go about your business. I mean, that's what it was back in the days, at least.
Yeah.
But I was taken back as a mom, and especially as a mom back in the day. You know what I said? I was like, I'm gonna hit these kids. Like I'm gonna hit anybody that's messing with my child. Listen, I ain't got no problem, taking care of that kid. And if you have a problem with that, if your mama has a problem, bring her, and I'll take care of her too.
Yeah.
That's back in the days. We're in a different world right now. Okay, so in the video, when she said, "Give me a Stanley Cup," I'm like, okay, like you said, she doesn't want her daughter having a weapon in her hand when this is about to go down.
Mm-hmm.
But as quick as her daughter went in, and it was like they both came together because there was somebody in between, another
Mm-hmm.
adult in between. They came to fight. The mother, right along with her daughter, came up.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, what?
Mm.
No, no,
Yeah,
no,
that's
no.
insane.
Mm-mm.
I feel like, what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, right? Obviously, these are minors fighting. So if you're not there to break it up and you're there just to add to the chaos and confusion, you need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I'm sorry, because I would want that to be justice for my daughter because look at her face. She's 14 years old, you know, um,
17 stitches.
17 stitches is wild. And brought on not by the hands of this mother's daughter, but by the hands of the mother.
Yeah. And the mother's being charged with 2 felony accounts.
As she should.
One is for the actual attack, and the other one is endangering a minor.
Yeah, as she should. As she should. 35 years old, you should
And
know
she has
better.
no priors,
Yeah.
so I know they're probably gonna take, not give her, like, not be hard on her because she doesn't have any priors. But at the same time, we as adults got to conduct ourselves as adults.
Yeah.
Like, there was another adult there that from the school, I believe it was like a guard or something like that, preventing the kids from fighting.
Yeah.
So
And
instead
that's
of
what the mother should have been. That's what the
yes,
mother that should have been her role. Now I don't know if this child was being bullied.
so that's
I
what
don't
she
know.
said. Her child was being bullied.
Okay.
So the 14-year-old who got the stitches is the one that was bullying her child. But this still doesn't give you the right to hit this child. What if that was your child?
Yeah.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, you don't get. And then the 14-year-old Miss Madison's mom was saying that she's glad she only got stitches. She could have died, right? Because that's a head trauma, and it's very possible from this head trauma that she can sit there and have problems from this situation for the rest of her life, maybe, or maybe for some years. Causing her to have headaches or whatever the case may be. Maybe she caused her to have a concussion. You never know. Like, you gotta think.
It's sad. It's sad. 35 years old, you would think that she would know better. However, I have witnessed many different people who have who just aren't as mature as they should be. And would want to go in and have that, they have that mentality of fighting a child. And I'm like, girl, how are you not teaching your child to follow the law, to do the right things? Because this is not it. But I digress. I'm not even going to touch that anymore. But I know that I'm prayerful that she gets whatever she deserves, whatever they deem that she deserves, and that they can move forward from there. But I do know that it is a lesson to the young lady too, who was a bully. Because listen, while I don't think that it was right for that mother to jump in on behalf of her daughter, I do think it's a learning opportunity for this little girl. Like, you can't go around fighting everybody. You can't go around bullying everyone and thinking that there won't be any retaliation. The retaliation that you think may come may not be what you think, and it could be far worse. And in this case, that's exactly what it was.
So I want to say one thing before we move on to the next one, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So here in the state of Georgia, this is crazy. I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
If your child has a fight, or if your child, let's say someone from another school comes up to the school to have a fight,
Mm-hmm.
the kids are the ones not getting in trouble anymore. The parents are getting arrested.
Ooh.
So in this case, she was up at the school the last day of school. So she and you never know. She could have been the one that started the argument too.
Yeah.
Because I only seen the video. In the video, you only see them going at each other. You don't see how it started. You don't see anything. You just see how it's going. The mother taking the Stanley Cup and them going together. Literally going, like, it's like two sisters going in.
Almost like planned. Like it was planned. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't like it at all. I don't like that the kids fought. Yeah. I feel that whatever the situation is, you know how we was brought up. You don't start a fight. I always told my kids, listen, you started, I ain't got you. That's on you. Mm-hmm. Well, protection, I got you. And that means because there's no suspensions, there's no nothing, because you're protecting yourself.
Correct. Yeah.
If you start something, that's on you. You're going to have to deal with whatever comes with that territory. They went up there to start this crap.
Yeah. Yeah, premeditated. That's insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you went up there and said, you know what? I mean, it could have been a fed up parent. Like, I'm done with this. My daughter's coming home crying every day, or whatever it is, because she's being bullied. And you know what? That's it. We're not taking this. We're taking a stand. But this is not the stand that you take.
Mm-mm.
You know. Speaking of
Okay.
people getting arrested, there was another gentleman, right, who was arrested for threatening to kill President Trump on TikTok. Like, why would you think that he wouldn't be arrested? Like, I think audacity, it must be 50% off this year, because the way that people are just doing things and thinking they're not going to get reprimanded is wild to me. But Nicole, you go ahead.
Girl, I got no words for this. All I know is this man he was live streaming on TikTok, and whatever he said got him locked up on felony charges.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
you threatening the United States president,
what the president?
regardless if you like it or not. You
He's a
threatening
whole
the
joke.
president.
He's a whole joke, though. Okay, but I understand, because there's a lot of people that's frustrated with everything that's going on. This whole Project 2025. They said Project 2025. He's already gotten through 47% of what it is that they're trying to put through in regards to 2025 Project 2025.
Yeah.
This man, whatever it is that he was saying, because I did not see the video. Okay, I did not see his live stream, but yeah, whatever he was saying must have been extremely juicy, and it was not having it. And they have to show, that they're not tolerating people threatening the president. You're not supposed to threaten the president. I don't care who he is. Okay, you're not supposed to threaten the president. Everyone knows this. Okay,
Right.
so and on TikTok, nonetheless, that man is on here. He probably seen it himself and was like, "Go get this man. Get him off of the TikTok." The TikTok.
Chill.
I don't know. I don't know, girl.
Yeah, that right there is insane. And again, that's my word for 2025. Insane, because I there's no other way to put certain things. I have no words for some of the acts that have been displayed online and in person. When I see certain people, I'm like, okay, you're crazy. Like, why would you do something like that? What made you think that that was okay and think that you would not get caught? I mean, whether it's for notoriety, some people do things for clout.
Yeah.
Many people who do things for clout, right? But this is dumb. Felony charges for a threat. Listen, keep that in your home. You mad? You mad? We all mad. But listen, I'm not going on TikTok. I'm going to kill him. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So whatever.
I really would like to know what he said, though, because he got their attention.
Yeah, but they probably took that video down ASAP.
I'm
You know
sure
how
they
they
did.
do. But
No,
I'm
no,
pretty
but
sure
even if they did, someone probably copied it.
yeah, somebody would have had a screen recorded that, because they knew it was going to come down. I'm pretty sure it was screen recorded by someone. We'll find it soon. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
well, that's crazy. People are definitely doing a lot of crazy stuff. One to, like I said, gain notoriety, and then just others are just doing a lot of crazy things for money these days. The amount of scamming, the amount of AI stuff that's out there, like people are really scamming people and even making these AI videos for, like, how they call them, like the Tinder swindlers,
Mm-hmm.
the so many people just to get money. And I'm like, dang, people down bad like that. Is it really that serious that you have to resort to, you know, misleading somebody into giving you money? And that brings us to our freaking next topic. There was a pastor in Erie, Pennsylvania, and this is an old story, but there was just some developing news. A pastor of St. Jude Church in Erie, Pennsylvania, he's being brought up on charges because he held a fake Corvette raffle. So he tickets were $50 per per ticket, okay? And it was supposed to either you have a Corvette or a $50,000 in cash. Mind you, there was never a Corvette. Okay, so they had people put the money in the raffle or whatever, and when it was time, there was of course no drawing because there was no Corvette. And to be honest, like that's a that's a that's a scam, right? Because who's gonna tell you that you didn't do the drawing? No one's gonna know. You know, Nicole, stop laughing. No one's going to know that you didn't do a drawing for this, right? So they get all of this money, and then, oh boy, I'm gonna call that pastor, oh boy. He ends up giving the money or divvying up the money to people who he found favor with. Uh,
I wonder how much they got for it.
yeah. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Let me look at this. Let me see if they even let me see. Oh, here this is the developing news. I don't ever want to forget it. It says when the winners were announced on Christmas Day 2024, the grand prize was announced as going to a fake person supposedly from Detroit. And that's what raised suspicions and an investigation into the raffle. Nicole, chill. So Father Ross Maselli admitted the Corvette was never given away, but he gave smaller promise prizes to his favorite parishioners and friends. Okay. A search warrant executed at the church office and rectory, this is a Catholic church, of course, right? They showed a new Tesla, high-end resort cards, and casino membership cards owned by Maselli. First of all, there's a lot wrong with that because you, as a Catholic church father, as a priest, have pledged to not do any of that stuff. So why do you have casino membership cards? Okay. I mean, but you know what? That's no different than the Baptist church or any other church sponsoring a trip to Atlantic City. In New York, they used to do that all the time. I'm like, oh shoot, I'm going too, you know.
Yeah.
But
you got the back of my ears hurting, okay?
They found all of this stuff in the church's office, okay? And now the diocese of Erie, Pennsylvania, they are going to attempt to give refunds back to the buyers, as well as they're going to sell the Corvette back to the dealer. So basically the Corvette was there, but they never gave it away. They kept it.
They tried to keep it for themselves.
So they said that they hired an independent forensic auditor to review the finances, and that father of that church is now on administrative leave, which I think he should.
It's a done deal for him. That's it.
Like, why is he on administrative?
He can't be trusted.
He cannot be trusted with finances, obviously. And I'm all for forgiving people. I am. I'm all for forgiving people, but you won't get another chance to snake me again. You won't get another you know what I'm saying? Like, Chaba, like that right there was just crazy. When I read that, I was like, wait a minute. It came up in the news maybe a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't see that. So I ended up looking more into it, and I'm like, wait, okay, so this is just an update. So I went back to the original story. So now there's just like new, developing, you know how they do, developing updates. So, but girl, that was crazy. But we had so many now, just people get arrested, people doing some bad stuff. But now we are going to the wonderful act of kindness. Thank God there's someone out here that's offering up that we can talk about an act of kindness. So go ahead, Nicole.
All right, so we all know Tamika Scott from the group Escape. So she went to Juicy Crabs in what's it called? Beaufort,
Buford.
Georgia. Beaufort, Georgia. Okay. It was like 9:30. They closed at 10 o'clock. It was her and her daughter. The service when she entered the store, they basically turned away.
Mm-hmm.
They basically didn't want to deal with her because they're closing. You know, that's how I took it. They're closing. They didn't want no customers coming in. But this young lady right here, this young lady came up to Tamika and her daughter, asked was she being helped. Tamika said no. She sat them down. She helped them. She showed them the kindness. She did her job basically.
Right.
Okay, and what I love is, Tamika had her daughter record a video, and she basically gave her an enormous tip. Okay, she counted out $700 to this young lady, and she basically went up to her, gave her her tip, and also asked her never to change. Always be herself. And she thanked her for helping her and her daughter. And you know, Tamika was basically saying it wasn't about being treated. What I said. She didn't want to be any special privileges. She didn't want any special privileges. It was just the fact of they went in there, they wanted to get some food real quick, and this young lady helped them,
Mm-hmm.
and the other ones turned their back.
Yeah, I'm all for her giving her the money, and just as a thank you. But why did we have to pull out the camera? Like, just let it be what it was. That moment that you're saying, okay, this is the act of kindness. This is exactly the type of person that I want to be served by. This is the type of person that you know I am. And why did you have to pull it out to like record the moment? Just give it to her on a slide, take a picture with her, say thank you, and move forward. Why did It's like there's a level of selfishness in there as well, because you want to be seen as someone who's doing the right thing as well.
Mhm.
So I feel like while it was an act, it was a selfless act in some way, but it also was self-serving. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I can see why she recorded it, but I also can see your side of it as well.
Yeah. Hmm.
I They do say when you help people out, you shouldn't be posting, you shouldn't be recording. Um, you know, and for a person who I help a lot of people. I don't post anything, but I can say this part though. I remember the very first time I actually did something and I said something about it.
Hmm.
I didn't do that anymore because if you're gonna help somebody, you help them. You don't need to boast it up. You don't need to, you know, tell anybody else what you've done. It just is what it is. You get your blessings from God, and that's that.
Yeah.
If I have it, I'm helping. But I do like that I did come across this post because she looked like she's what, late teens, early 20s. You don't know what her situation is, but that was the end of the night, and whatever it is that she received for that day for her tips, she just got an extra $700. And
Yeah.
I love that. And I say kudos to Tamika for giving her that, and
Mhm.
giving her, telling her thank you, and letting her know that she appreciated her services. And that's what I was trying to say in regards to this post. And I liked it. I love Tamika,
I love the fact that she
I
did
love
that.
it. Yeah.
I personally, like I said, like the recording of them giving her the money, her counting it, I don't think that was necessary. But the
Mhm.
picture with her saying
Yeah.
thank you for your service, because now you never know what kind of job that is that says, okay, all the tips go in the pot. Now I got to give her my money because it was
Right.
recorded, but she gave me 700. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
So
yeah, no, you're right about that. I agree.
like,
Yeah.
so just thank you so much, and the picture is enough. So you didn't even. I felt like she didn't even have to post a video of her giving her and how much she gave her, because you don't know as a server. I know that, like I said, there's some places where any tip that you give have to go in the pot for the
Mm-hmm.
people. So like, no, don't be posting my money. You
Yeah, because
know?
I did see when somebody was like, oh, I hope she didn't share it with the rest of those servers. So it
Yes.
went straight to her. Um, and I don't know how Juicy Crab is, but I'm hoping that whatever tip they do receive, that's for them because that's for their hard, their hard work. There are some bad servers out there, so if you're an amazing server and you receive, generous tips,
Yeah.
then I hope it goes straight to that one particular server.
Listen, and I hope that young lady, if they did make her give her that money, and because like I said, there are some restaurants that tell you to put every single tip in, and then they split it along amongst the staff.
Hmm.
Now, I personally don't think that the person that shunned her or didn't pay any attention to Tamika when she walked in there should receive any of that money
It was
because
three
there
girls.
were three girls. Oh no, I
Three
don't think
girls.
they should receive any of that money. And this
Hmm.
young lady, she's deserving of it, and I think she should be able to keep it all. So I hope that she didn't have to share it. And if she did have to share it, I hope she posts about it because everyone's definitely going to get into Juicy Crab's behind for that one because everyone else didn't do anything to deserve that. It was
Hmm.
her. It was her victory, no one else's. So,
Right. Agreed.
hmm.
And then Nemo servers like her.
Yes, absolutely. And she's such a beautiful girl. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, such a beautiful girl, and most likely has a great spirit. That's why she looked around. That's why she came and asked if anybody was helping her. She did what she was supposed to do, and I believe that she went above and beyond in many cases there. So,
Agreed.
yeah, I hope that she was able to keep the tips that she had. So yay! That we love acts of kindness. We love that. We love when people are recognized, almost like unsung heroes, right? When people are recognized for just doing them and being who they are. I love that. Love it, love it, love it.
Okay, let's go. So let me ask you a question, Quantum. When it comes to someone's ex, right? Is dating off limits just because someone has history with someone you know, or is love fair game if the timing is right?
Hmm, that's a good question. Um, Depends upon who that someone is. Are we talking about a close friend? Are we talking about family members? Because then I would say,
We're gonna tie it together.
oh, okay, all right. So if it's a family member, I'd say no, it's not fair game. Um, Especially if you knew that that person was with that person. There's there's probably so many things so many moving parts to that. But if you knew that a person was with someone, then I would say no. In a friend that I consider near and dear to me, I would never even look at one of their exes. So that's a dub. Somebody that I just know in passing, oh, that's fair game. You know, that's how I feel about it.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that if you know the person, but you guys are not friends, you just cordial with that person because you know of them.
Right.
So if it's their ex, it's fair game.
I feel that way. Yes.
But if it's if it's a relative or like a close friend, then you say no.
Yeah, like my besties, like, and whether even if they're not with their husbands, like if somebody that I knew that was just with their husband or with their ex and they had like a full blown relationship, okay, and they were intimate, they were all that good stuff, and then they no longer are together, I'm not gonna go behind that person and date that the person that they were with. I'm just not going to do that. I feel
Okay.
like that is girl code. Like no. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's
I'm
not
with
something
you
that
on
I
that.
want to do.
Yes, that is there is a girl and guy code in regards to dealing with someone else. I do think that men look at it a little different than women,
Mhm.
but I think it should be overall. It shouldn't matter what sex you are. I do not think that you should date anyone's ex. Um, Now, if it's someone in passing, we not peoples. Just because I'm like, hey, how you doing? How your family doing?
Mhm.
That's in passing. I don't know you like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
we being
yeah.
cordial. So if I end up dating somebody that you dated, it's not personal. you know. But if it's your family member or if it's a friend, even if it's a friend of a friend, like no, a friend of a friend actually falls into the other category. But if it's a friend or a family member, yeah, like you should know better.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't, especially like I said, it, if I am with this, we have a known relationship, a known marriage, and then you in turn go ahead and sleep with that person that I was with. Like, damn, like I saw this meme, right? That I wanted to share because I loved it. And it says like, oh, you dating my ex? Cool. I'm eating a sandwich. You want those leftovers too? Because that's how I feel. Like, you really was that, high strung, that you was like thirsty, that there was no one else out there. Mind you, I have friends or ex friends who have slept with exes of mine. I had family members slept with exes of mine, and some of them were my husband. You understand? Like, were people who I actually were married to. So it's like, when I think about things like that, I'm like, these people were like really thirsty. Like, you really wanted that? Like, here, take. That's why I love this particular meme, because it's like, dang, you want my sandwiches? Some people do want. They literally want my sandwiches. They want my leftovers. They want my life. Some people really do want that. But for the most part, it's like, God, like, really? Is it that serious? Again, like, never, with date, like, I remember, actually, trying to, go out with somebody who actually, once I found out they had dated, friends, they had dated sisters, they had dated family members. I was like, yeah, no, I can't do this. Like, I can't. Like, it could not work for me. And just
Yeah,
to think about it, I was like, nah, no. Mm-mm.
it's
Plus,
a
I know
loyalty
how
thing.
them family members get down. I'm like, oh, oh, oh.
It's a loyalty thing for me. It's betrayal. You know, you can't. It's sad because when it comes to bringing your person around people that means the most to you, you shouldn't have to worry if those people you bringing around your people's. I mean, your person, that you got to worry if they're gonna try to sleep with them when
Yeah,
you guys break up or during the time that you guys are together. It's horrible. You know,
yeah, yeah,
is you know, it's the whole fact of, listen, if I'm bringing my man around you, that means I trust you. That means, because you know me, I don't post mine. Okay,
mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that he's not here. He's here. I don't post it, but this is my circle right here. This is my
Yeah,
safety net right here.
yeah,
Why do I gotta be on guard around my safety net?
yeah, yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. And sometimes you don't think about it. Right now, I'm in a different phase of my life after finding out certain things, after finding or things being revealed to me that I did not know. I'm in a different phase in my life where I don't let anybody get that close to me like that ever again,
Hmm.
right? Unless you can prove to me that you are ride die, want to, you whatever it is, like, you're completely loyal to me, then
Hmm.
I will definitely, share that. And, like, you know, I only share with a few of you guys. And
Hmm.
that is it. And I know that that's not going to go to, to down the road, and it's gonna that my business is going to be told to this person and that person.
Right.
I've established that boundary with a lot of people, mainly because of the things that I found out. And the crazy part is, it's the people that sit up in your face and
Right.
actually know what they've done. Now, a
Mhm.
lot of these people I haven't even confronted. I just know what I know, and I
But
roll
you,
on.
do you
You know what
need
I'm
to?
saying? I just
We
know
don't
what
listen.
it was in the past. So I can't really do anything about it, but that shows me who you are. And
Hmm.
I'm not rocking with you like that, because I don't want you in my space. I don't want you in my energy. And people have to realize, like, listen, if I say that I don't want to talk to you ever again, know that that's real. Know that I'm never going to give you the opportunity to snake me again. Know
Hmm.
that, and get out of my energy, because now I know all your business.
That part. It's like people think that you don't know, but listen, there are ways. It doesn't matter how it is, but it is always going to be revealed.
All the time. All the time.
Please
Yeah.
believe that and
So
understand it. Or
yeah.
like some people say overstand it, okay?
Overstand it,
Because
you know.
it's a real thing. Like when you do wrong to others, trust me when I say
Hmm.
we before anything ever happens, because we have this thing called intuition, okay? So it's revealed to us in ways that you would never be able to fathom.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So just like stop. Just let it be. Like, first of all, be your own person. You don't need to sit there and try to be anybody other than yourself. Okay. You don't need to sit there and try to recreate what it is I have with this person, thinking that you're going to get the same results. Different, same person, different reactions. Okay. Different interactions. It doesn't matter. Like, you need to just be yourself. Get
Yeah.
your own person. Get your own person. You don't need, and then that's another thing, because us women, we tend to talk about our persons, what it is that they do for us, what it is that they have, you know. And I mean, this is a younger version of us, because now it just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? You sit up there and there's certain things you talk about and there's certain things you don't talk about, because no one needs to know your business.
No, all you have to do, and we have our code, right? You know,
Mhm.
it's how many of us in our group? We got a small group, right? But all we got to do is say, "Girl,"
You
and
already know.
like, all right, I love that for you. But I'm not in my mind saying, "Oh, I wish that was me. I wish that." I'm
Right.
not in my mind saying that. There's no way. I don't want. First of all, I don't want anybody. I know that what God has for me is for me, and what God has for you is for you. I don't want anything off your plate.
Nope.
I could get that and more. Not saying that you can't get it and more, but you know what I'm saying. I get that. I could get that and more. I don't want anything off your plate. First of all,
Right.
like, and a lot of these exes that have done these things, they were community property anyway. So
Woo.
there were no,
Say
there
that
was nothing.
again.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it wasn't like it was surprising to me. I'm like, damn, it was surprising to me the person that
That
it
it, that did
that
that did the
did,
do with them.
but and
Yeah.
then sat in my face and said nothing. Like it was like
Yeah.
everything was all good. And so, like I said, and some people still don't know that I know, but I know. I'm just not addressing it because there's no need. Because these exes were community property. These exes are no one. There's not one ex that I would ever go back to, and that's including the father of my children. There's not one
Agreed.
ex that I would
Agreed.
want to go back to. You know, you ever had someone get so mad at you for leaving them because they were cheating? Sir, ma'am, make it make sense.
Yes.
Why
Yes.
did you leave? Why did you leave me? It reminds me of Jay-Z's lyric in Song Cry where he goes, "I was just effing them girls. I was going to get right back." No, I'm not waiting on you to get right back. No.
That sounds a bit narcissistic, to be honest with you. Okay.
I'm not saying it.
Um,
Everybody calls
but
everyone.
those are, so we're not doctors. We can't say anyone is narcissistic, but those are narcissistic traits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
We can say those are traits. Everyone is not narcissistic, because
Yeah.
people are quick to call people narcissistic, but those are the traits. Okay. And it's just a negative. They have negative mindsets. They do a lot of negative things. So that means they're one of the devil's minions. I'm just saying, you know.
Listen, if it walks like it, talks like it, must be it, right? But yeah,
So wait. I wanted to say something to what you had said about. Oh my gosh. You remember the person, I'm not gonna say his name, the man who remains nameless. You know who I'm talking about. The
okay,
moment I say the man who remains nameless. Do
okay,
you remember the disgust look I always had on my face when that person spoke?
yes,
Do you remember? Like, don't ever get yourself in a situation like that. Like, we all talking and laughing, and the moment that person spoke, I had like the most disgusting look. And here comes Kwana. Do you even like this man?
right. Listen, because I recognize it off the bat. Like, okay, all right, because someone that you're with and you know that you are supposed to that you're dating, you're supposed to have like you have an eye for them.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw the look and then the eye roll, complimented the look. I was like, oh, okay, do you like him or what? Because what's going on, you know? And I'm happy that that person is no longer in your life
Mhm.
because you know you were able to meet who you're currently with now or continue
So you
on
could,
with that
yeah,
person, you know. But
it was a complete disgust.
yeah,
I felt disgusted
yeah,
by
yeah.
his voice, by his scent, and I don't mean he didn't stink, but it was just everything about him. I was repulsed.
Yeah.
That was God's way of saying, "Listen here, I don't know what else I need to show you for you to walk away, but
Yeah.
okay, here go another one." And it was just like,
But
oh,
this is not your person, you know. This is just not your person. Um,
sickening.
and again, you know, that's one of those signs that we get when it's time to go, but we try to hold on and try to make it work. Well, maybe you know this is what. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it'll get better. No, it won't. Go.
It won't get better.
Yeah.
Don't second
Yeah.
guess yourself. Your first mind was the right one. Okay, stick with that one.
Exactly. Exactly. So, in the case of dating my ex, Nicole, it's completely off limits. Okay. In the case of me
Listen,
dating your
but
ex,
we already know this.
no,
You know what I mean? This is not even like debatable.
no,
We already know. I don't care if it's been 100 years. I'm not going after your peoples,
and
and you're not coming after mine.
I don't care if I no longer talk to you. I mean, it's like time. If I know that you were married to a person, or you dated
Hmm.
a person for a substantial long time, that I knew I was a witness to the relationship.
Hmm.
Okay. And we're gonna put those factors in there. I was a witness to the relationship. I was there. I stood on side of you. Whatever it is, I watched you deal with whatever you were going through with that person. One, I'm not. If that person ever came at me, like one, there was one person that actually did. I was like, "Ill, no, you talk to my cousin." You know, like get out of here. But
Yeah,
if that wasn't the case, then yeah, you would be a prospect, you know. But that's not the case at this moment. So be
hmm,
it, kid, you know. So there's no way, like I would not do that because one, I don't want that to come back to me. Mainly because, like I said, like there, when I think about the people that have um, done me dirty in those instances,
hmm.
um, they're in either relationships that are not fruitful or relationships that or they're just constantly wandering, looking for love, looking for someone to call their own. You know, I'm grateful that I've been able to experience that. So I know what that is. I know what love is. I'm grateful to be able to experience that. But these people have not really been able to experience the trueness or the fullness of what love looks like and feels like. So listen, I would say they got what they got. You know, that's how I would say. You know,
And that's sad. You said you don't think that they got to experience what real love is.
yes, the
That's
fullness
the
of it,
saddest thing ever.
because real love is not staying, just you know, to say that you have someone. I
Right.
feel like I feel like there's a level of emotional abuse when you do things, when you step outside a relationship, when you lie to me, when you do things like that. It's a level of emotional, um, I would call that like an emotional abuse
Yeah.
because and that's not something that I want in a relationship. I don't want you to lie to me. I don't want you to feel that you have to lie to me. You know, I don't want. I did. There's certain factors that I'm just not with at this moment. At this age, I'm
You
like, as
can't
soon
lack
as you hit, I'm like, that's it. You know what?
you
No.
cannot lack integrity. Okay. That's like, come on. You
Yeah,
cannot. Like, you know how I am
yeah,
on how lying. I listen, I don't care how much you think it's gonna hurt me. I rather the transparency,
yes,
because the transparency allows me to be able to go through what it is I need to go through, and then be able to build on that and grow from that. But
yeah,
the moment you lie, now I gotta worry about the lie. You
yeah.
can't come back from a lie. You lie, and then it's like now I can't trust you because you lied.
Right.
But I
Exactly.
can trust the transparency.
Like, I'd rather you. I mean, it shows. You know, you have to be a big person here, and tell me exactly what it is that you're feeling, what happened, and just deal with the consequences, whether it means that I leave you or not. You still have to
Right.
deal with that. And but when you don't tell me what's wrong, when you don't tell me what you've done and allow me and then lead me to believe certain things, and then you want to tell me later on, you just manipulated my emotions because you
Hmm.
never gave me the opportunity to say yay or nay here. You chose for me. You chose for me and you manipulated my emotions. And I have a problem with that.
You never take my choice away.
Yes. Like give me the opportunity to say, okay, yeah, you know what, I'll stick it out with you. And if I don't, it should be okay. You shouldn't be behind the scenes talking about I hate her. I want her to die. You
Oh,
know, like
that be. Oh, I can't stand her.
Yes,
What?
yeah,
What? What they do?
and spreading lies and false narratives. Like, sir, you were the one that cheated. Like, why are we even here? Like, you said you didn't want me. Like, I was the worst person in the world, but you want to be around me 24/7. Make it make sense.
See, this is what people don't understand. When
Yes,
you sit there and you constantly
oh
cheating
my
on a person,
God.
how can you say that you love a person but you cheat on them? How can you say that you want a person but you step out of your relationship to be with another?
Yeah.
How can you say? And it's so crazy because it's the one that you're currently in the relationship with that gets treated wrong, and you go and step out and treat the other person like that shit is golden.
You take my money, take my money, you go, and you give it to the person that's not even on the level. Like,
Not
okay,
somebody that's gonna run for you if anything happens to you. Because I'm
okay,
gonna run. You think she gonna run?
okay, sir. Child, listen, I'm telling you, like that whole the experiences that I've had, I'm probably going to write a book. Um,
Girl, I try to do that so many times. My kid's father, he took the notepad that I had, he took it. He took it and threw it. He
it's
took
all
it out
right,
the house and threw it away.
right here,
This is what I
right
said.
here.
You can take my notes, sir, but
Yeah,
I still got the memories.
yeah, I'm telling you. I just think about it. I'm like, yo, just the betrayals and just the blatant disrespect. And when I say disrespect, more so like you're in my face, you're talking to me every whatever it is, and never once cross your mind and say maybe I should tell her this.
Right.
Certain things are just like I forgive you, but I don't have to be in your space. I don't need to even be around you, and that's where I am at this very very moment. And around, I have some people around me now that have been betrayed as well by friends and by lovers, and it's like we all are like, dang, you know what? That's it, and we chose the high road, but we also chose to pull back and focus on ourselves.
Because we
And
realized that what was done did not reflect who we are as a person. It has nothing to do with you as a person. It has everything to do with the person who did the wrong to you.
correct.
That's their issue. That's their loss.
That's correct. Yes, yes,
Mhm.
definitely their loss. And you know, and we just move on from there. But so basically, the consensus is right. Will we sleep with our friends' exes? Depends upon the relationship. Depends upon the closeness of people that I just pass in the street. They're not considered friends. Those are acquaintances to me. So there be acquaintances, or just I'm just cordial with them. So to me, and those people are fair game. But
Yeah,
my close friends and my family, absolutely
agreed.
not okay.
I agree.
That was a good little, almost like therapy session, child.
He's so silly. Yeah,
Almost
there's a
like
lot of people that really don't
therapy.
understand that part, and you'll be shocked how many people fall into oh, you haven't been together in so long, or oh, you know, because you're happy in a relationship, you think that is okay. Like, sweetheart, come on.
Yeah, no, like I definitely like your child's fathers, your kids' fathers is like okay, all right. If they ever came at me, hey Kwana, I'm like get out of my face. Why would no?
Girl, you said my kid's father like I had multiple kids' daddy. I got one daddy
I
for my
said your
kid.
kid's father,
Oh, okay.
father, not father's, his father. Your kid's father.
Okay.
Absolutely way, no way. Like, my sisters, whoever they were had children with. No, that was a relationship. Y'all had
Yeah.
kids together. Like, there's no way. Husbands, ex-husbands. No, there's no way. Like I said, I wouldn't. Even my worst enemy, I'd be like, if their ex-husbands came to me, I'm like, yo, get out of my face. You should talk to XYZ. And even though we're not friends now, this is
It's
a
still the
double
same.
no. It's
Yeah.
still the same for me. It's a double no. But that's just me. Those are my morals and values that I have adopted over the years, and
Mm-hmm.
they will never change. Anybody that has slept with a family member didn't tell me or anything like that. That's a double no too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. I just cannot. I will not. So.
I mean, I think that also falls like, you know how like if you stop being friends with somebody and their person comes to you and asks questions, there's no information that needs to be given. It doesn't matter that you're not friends with that person anymore. That stuff, it still stays in the vault.
Listen, if they do that, that means that they were never your friends anyway, and they really wanted to tell your business in the beginning.
Bam.
They
That
want to
part.
hurt you. They want you to seem as they want you to be your character to be defamed. That's
That
all.
part.
Defamed. That's all.
That part.
They
Yeah.
really wanted that because nobody could come to me and be like, okay, well, this is what happened. I'm like, yo, get out of here. Like, we had that happen a couple of years ago, and somebody
Mm-hmm.
was like, so what else did we like? What? No, you know,
I had that happen.
don't talk to me about this person. Don't no. I'm going to talk to you about the situation at hand, but all the other stuff, you got to figure that out on your own. And like I
Mm-hmm.
said, we had someone, both me and my other friend had someone come to us to try to get information. No, get out of here. No, even though I don't care for this person, even
Mm-hmm.
though I do not, I'm not rocking with them, I'm not doing that because like there's so many people that stuff that I know that I still I decided to keep in the vault. And one is not my business to tell, mind you, but there are people who didn't provide me that grace. But
Of
that's
course
okay.
not.
But that's okay because I'm still who I am. I still move forward. And it was just a learning opportunity for me.
Yeah.
So,
I don't like being put in the fire.
don't get me wrong. I have not been. I haven't been a saint. In my earlier days, child, it was a whole mess. Not so much a mess, but I just did what I wanted to do. And at times I didn't do right by the person that I was with. But I learned, I evolved, and you do that. And I've adopted different principles now than I did when I was in my 20s.
Mhm.
I'm in my 40s now, so it's like, okay, Shaquana, you can't do that. But these people that I'm talking about are in their 40s and 50s. Like, yo, y'all still on the BS? Like, I guess and that's one of the things that I realized too. Age does not make you wise. Age does not give you a sense of wisdom or sense of maturity that you're supposed to have in
Yeah, that's
relationships.
what I was
All
gonna say.
relationships.
Their
Yeah,
body matured, but their brain didn't.
yeah, and some of them didn't, Cheryl.
Yeah. Well, listen, it is what it is. But
Yeah, yeah,
this was a good one. This
yeah.
was a good one.
That's a good one.
And we appreciate every last one of you for joining us tonight here on Real Conversations.
Mhm.
And you know, where can they reach reach us, Quana?
Yeah, so like Nicole said, we definitely appreciate you all for joining us. You can find us on YouTube. We premiere live on YouTube on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And our YouTube channel is real_convos_podcast. But we also broadcast live on Facebook. And Nicole, where can they find us there?
On Facebook, we are at Real Conversations 2021 and Real Conversations.
All right, awesome. So thank you so much for watching tonight, and God bless.